Hi, I'm Kristen from Kristen's Custom Craves, here to bring you another great recipe. Today we're going to make potato soup. Let's get started. I'm going to start by cooking some bacon in the oven. I have a pound of bacon here and a foil-lined baking sheet that I'm going to line the bacon on the baking sheet. The oven has been preheated to 400 degrees. The bacon will cook for about 15 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. Once the bacon comes out of the oven, we'll use some of the bacon fat to cook the onions and garlic for the soup. I've got 4 pounds of potatoes here that I'm going to peel and cut. Part of the potatoes are going to be pureed and part of them are going to be left in chunks in the soup. My bacon is ready. While it's still hot, I'm going to drain the bacon fat into a measuring cup so it'll be ready to use when it's time for me to cook up the onions and the garlic. Okay, so my potatoes have been peeled and diced. Now I'm going to finely chop some garlic. I have about 5 cloves of garlic here. Also got a large medallion onion here that I'm going to dice. So we're ready to make the soup. I've got my small diced potatoes here. These are the ones that are going to get mixed into the soup. My larger diced potatoes here. These are the ones that are going to get pureed. My onions, my garlic, my bacon fat, and some water to boil the potatoes. Alright, so I have like a medium-sized stock pot here that I've brought to about medium heat. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the bacon fat to that pot. When that warms up, I'm going to add my onions and my garlic. I have a small saucepan here that I'm also bringing to about medium heat. This will be to cook my small diced potatoes. I'm going to bring 2 cups of water to a boil. I'm going to add a large chicken bouillon cube If you prefer to use 2 cups of chicken stock, that's fine. We're cooking these potatoes in chicken stock so it matches the flavor of the potatoes that we are going to puree. So like the potatoes that we're adding to the soup don't taste bland. When we cook potatoes, when we boil potatoes, we bring them to a boil with the water. So I'm just going to add my potatoes to the pot and allow them to come to a boil with the water. I'm going to let that go. In the meantime, this pot feels warm. I'm going to add my onions. So my onions have caramelized nicely. I'm going to add my 4 cups of water to the pot. And my 2 bouillon cubes, my 2 large bouillon cubes. And my 3 pounds of large diced potatoes. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to just let these come to a boil. So my potatoes have boiled and they are fork tender. It's time to puree the potatoes. You can take the potatoes out and put them in a blender. If you do, be very careful because the mixture is very hot. If you have an immersion blender, that would be great. I'm going to put my blender in and begin pureeing the potatoes. Along with my potatoes that I boiled earlier, using the potato water. So my soup is all done. And tasting great.